Okay, the topic, our focus today shifts to financial literacy. In Nigeria, there is a significant lack of financial literacy, with many people lacking basic financial knowledge. This knowledge gap leads to poor financial decisions, limited access to financial services, and overall economic instability. Now, to speak on how the financial literacy gap in Nigeria can be breached is a personal financial expert, Sarah Amana. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, beautiful. Well, as someone who is actually involved in financial literacy advocacy, how would you describe the state of financial literacy in Nigeria?
Okay, the state of financial literacy in Nigeria. For now, I would say we haven't done well, but we're doing better than we were. We're doing better than we were. Presently, the financial literacy rate in Nigeria is about 26%, which means about...
Is it 26%?
Yes, financial literacy rate is about 26%, which means over 70% of adults are not financially literate. The numbers are not good, but we're making good progress.
I would like us to query that particular rate. You said 26.
Yes.
As at present.
Yes.
2025.
Yes.
Financial literacy rate in Nigeria
yes.
is
but
26.
Financial inclusion rate is over 70%.
Over 70%. So what's the difference, by the way? That's why I'm asking. What's the difference?
Okay, so
financial literacy, financial inclusion, what's the difference?
Financial literacy is all about what you know about money, basically. Just to break it down, it's what you know about money, how you manage money, how you handle money, how you save, how you invest. Financial inclusion we're talking about banks, we're talking about the larger financial sector altogether. We've seen an increased rate in financial inclusion from 2020. I think there was a jump up about 2020. There was an 80% jump in that number. That's because we have more fintechs, more financial literacy platforms, more banks going into communities. We have more NGOs doing a lot of things around financial inclusion. So that is why there's that gap.
So you're saying people are getting financially included,
yes,
but they lack financial
but they lack financial literacy. And
so how do we get them on board to actually get the picture? Because these are two different things.
Yes. So how we get them on board is we have to be more deliberate. So when you look at the rural areas and then the urban areas, you see a wide difference. And that's basically because in the urban areas, you have more people using cell phones. There is more access to telecommunications, light and all that. But in the rural areas, you have cases whereby people don't have access to phone, no access to light, data rate is high and all that. So for us to get that to that point where we have more inclusion when it comes to financial literacy or people being more literate, we have to go into communities. So we are looking at community empowerment, we're looking at banks, fintech companies, partnering together with NGOs and the rest of them. So they come together and then do better for people.
Okay, you said financial literacy when people know money. Do you know money? You know money, right? Okay,
yes.
You know money. Okay,
yes.
let's do this. Let's say I have an income of 50,000 naira and I need to actually make the best use of that 50,000 naira income. So how do I go about it?
Okay.
From a person who knows money perspective.
Okay, so yes. Financial literacy is all about you knowing money, knowing your numbers. So if you earn 50,000 naira, and as someone who is financially literate, you're supposed to know that you can't earn 50,000 naira and spend 50,000 naira. You have to save, you have to invest, because you have worked, at least let your money, so investing is your money working for you. So you have worked, you put a portion aside so that that money is working for you. You put a portion aside so that in case of emergencies, you can pull out, you're not running into debt and all that. So basically, if you're earning 50,000 naira, you're supposed to have a budget. You're supposed to have a budget, and your budget is supposed to be divided into different buckets. So we have the 50-30-20 rule, which says that 50% of your income goes into your needs, So if you earn 50,000 naira, 25,000 naira is supposed to go into your needs.
What are
and
those
your
needs?
Your needs are feeding, you eat every day. Transportation, light bills, monthly rent is part of it if you're not in Nigeria, but it's supposed to be part of it, right? So those are your needs. Then 30% should go into your wants. You're the one who knows your wants, what your wants are. So 30% should go into your wants, that bucket, and then 20% should go into your savings and your investment. So that's how you divide that 50,000 naira. So 50%, which is 25,000 naira, goes into your needs. Then 30% goes into your wants and 20% into your savings.
But looking at the inflation rate today, you know that 50,000 naira is an impossibility, right?
Exactly.
So,
but it depends.
okay.
If you're a family person, it is an impossibility. But if you're single, you're living with your parents, it is a possibility.
Okay, so now let's again do the numbers. For an average civil servant, the minimum wage is around 70,000. So how do I go about actually, doing my numbers so that in such a way that I can increase my, savings and, get to spend my money properly?
Okay.
This is just an advice to all civil servants. Let's do the numbers again. Tell us, how do we go about that?
Okay, that's an interesting question and one of the frequent questions I get. And for me, the answer is always look for how to earn more. Because there's a limit to what you're earning right now and there's a limit to what you can do. Even if you decide to have a budget, split it into 50, 30, 20, you would still, at the end of the day, not have enough. Because most civil servants have families and all that. How do you cater for a family on 70,000 naira? So the best advice I always give is look for how to create income for yourself aside what you're doing. Most times people ask, so what can I do? What I always tell people is we're in a digital age. You can learn a tech skill, you can share your story, teach, create an ebook, create a course. That's what most people are doing now. So aside your 5 to 9 that you do, you can actually create wealth for yourself by adding what we now call a side hustle. You can have a side hustle. Some do real estate by the side, some cook by the side, some do hair making by the side. Just whatever you can do legitimately to earn more money.
Okay, now how can this particular, administration, government or private sector, or businesses, how can they actually better leverage digital tools to somehow drive financial education, and particularly for underserved groups?
Okay, they can leverage it by, so most times when we talk of fintech, we're talking about the fintech apps. Most times you have to have a phone and all that. So you can leverage it by leveraging fintech. Fintech is the best way. You can have an edutech, like for what we do, we have a platform where you teach. So you can onboard your staffs, organization members on, and then they learn all they need to learn about financial literacy.
I don't know, how long have you been doing this as financial literacy advocacy?
I've been doing this for over 4 years.
For 4 years?
Yes.
Then what was the financial literacy rate? Can you remember?
I can't remember. Right now, I can't remember.
26 is actually poor.
Yes, 26%.
So what do we need to do to get to 50, if possible, 100?
More partnerships, especially at grassroots.
But what about if people don't have the income that we are talking about, like 50,000? There are people that earn 50,000 naira
But
today.
The thing about financial literacy is that it exposes you, it opens your eyes.
So for
to
people
what
with
you can
50,000 naira, it means that they have to hustle more, get more money so that you can be able to, it will take care of your needs and, if
Yes.
possible, save and invest.
Yes, but that is you creating wealth for yourself.
Yes.
Everybody has a gift. There's
Okay.
nobody, especially in Nigeria, we are very resourceful people. Everybody has something they know how to do. I learned how to make hair as a little child, not even as a teenager, as a child. And after I got married, that helped me, that skill, because it's a skill, it helped me before I became what I am today. So everybody has something they can do. Look outside what you're already doing. There's a skill you have. Aside the skill you have, even if you're selling something, you can always upskill. So for civil servants, there are skills available. You can learn. You can always learn a skill.
So is there any line between, you know, getting rich, I mean, for somebody who's rich and financial literacy, like the likes of people out there that are actually rich, does it mean that they actually been, you know, financial literate all this while?
Yes, 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 yes. That answer is yes. Most of the people I know had their turnaround when they became financially literate. Because when you become financially literate, you are now aware. You are now able to make informed financial decisions. Take, for instance, someone might come to you, you're a civil servant, you earn just 50,000. They will tell you that, there's this scheme that pays 100,000 naira after 1 hour. Because you're not financially literate, most people put their monies in there. But if a financially literate person, you know that in the real world, it does not happen. And then you know that there are credible investment options you can put your monies in. Talking about mutual funds, talking about treasury bills, talking about CDs, talking about, there are so many stocks, there are so many investment opportunities out there that you can invest that money and make more from it with time.
Genuine investment.
Yes.
No Ponzi scheme.
Not Ponzi scheme. So what financial literacy helps you do is it helps you make informed financial decisions. So you know that this thing that this person is telling me that 50,000 naira will give me 100,000 naira after an hour is a lie. Even 100% of 50,000 naira after a month is a lie. So most times that is the essence of financial literacy. So yes.
Well, Sarah Amana, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. It's like I'll come for my financial literacy training or tutoring.
No problem. I'll be waiting. Thank you for having me.